Organised crime is targeting our bank accounts.
This is big money for criminals. It's easy money. They are there to grab as many card details as they can. They just need to be stopped.
They are making nearly £3 million a month.
The cash, as soon as it is obtained, it's gone. It's moved out. They can't have the cash wrapped around them.
Tonight, detectives take on the Romanian gangs behind this growing crime.
Want to get yourself up? You understand English? Yeah. Okay.
And this is what will record your PIN numbers.
For me, there's all the component parts here for what we would call an ATM factory.
I wouldn't say these guys here are foot soldiers. I would say these people are at least that stage next in the tier.
We've seen teams of Eastern Europeans at a machine and another team waiting to go on it. That's how busy they were doing it. One team would come off and another team would go on.
There is no point in me picking up all the foot soldiers who commit the ATM fraud. The masterminds are the ones who are earning the big bucks, the big money, and where it's going to is where we should be.
No, we're police officers, yeah.
Every day, we draw out over £350 million from ATM machines across Britain. 60,000 machines are constantly busy, churning out 1 million transactions an hour. For organised crime, it's an irresistible target.
We've got criminal gangs working on our streets. This is big money for criminals. It's easy money. Last year, the banks lost £33 million to fraudsters at ATMs in the UK.
The gangs use secret cameras to capture your PIN number.
This is the camera going on into the camera bar, and as you can see, the camera's directly above the pin pad, and look how clear that is.
And a skimmer to clone the magnetic strip holding bank details.
Same criminal. There's the skimmer, and he's fitting that into the card slot. And that will read the details on the mag stripe.
One nationality has a monopoly on the trade, the equipment, and the rewards.
The fact is, 92% of all ATM fraud we see in this country is committed by Romanian nationals. Very, very tight communities, very tight gangs. London is seen as a city of wealth, a city of opportunity.
The Romanian gangs quickly smuggle the millions they are making back home. Breaking this constant revenue stream is no easy task. Cash seizures are rare.
This was pictures from a mobile phone, which was for us a fantastic find. His child sitting on their bed completely surrounded by 10, 20 and 50 pound notes. We're talking thousands, definitely. They've actually gone to the trouble to completely cover the bedroom. It's sort of rubbing your nose in it, really, isn't it? It was something for the old family at home to say, look at the money we're earning. He probably regretted the day that he took those photographs.
Detectives from the City of London and Metropolitan Police have formed a specialist unit, funded by the banks, to tackle this multi-million-pound crime. Today, They are mounting a special operation in London's West End. Home to five-star hotels, flagship stores and top-end restaurants, people from across the country come here to shop and spend. The cash machines are working constantly, and so are the gangs. Portman Square, in the heart of the West End, is a prime target. This Barclays cash machine has been hit numerous times in the last 3 months.
All right, ladies and gents, what we're doing today is we're going to have a look at Barclays Bank at Portman Square, which has been subject to quite a few attacks recently for card entrapment.
Leading the covert operation is Detective Sergeant Tony Blake.
In fact, Portman Square was hit last night for a card trap, as recent as that. It looks like someone's taken a hammer to it. It's one of the worst I've seen, it's horrendous. A criminal will come along, they'll fit a device onto the ATM, into the card slot, they'll super glue it in, wait for the next customer to come along, their card will be trapped by their device.
The gangs work a sophisticated setup, ensuring it is difficult to catch them in the act.
What will possibly happen is there's a team of normally 4 or 6 people who will come down, 2 or 1 will fit it, and another 2 or 1 will take it off. Therefore,
they are aware of police surveillance.
They're quite eyes about these people and they're very, very switched on, so if we're quite prominent or standing on the corner, they'll pick you up quite quickly.
Detectives have pictures of the gang who hit the cash machine last night. But as it has been attacked so many times, it could be another gang working it today.
What I'd like to do is make the arrest when they've retrieved the card device with the card, and immediately they've done that. And I don't want anybody arresting anybody until that's called.
"20 detectives will watch the cash machine and the surrounding area from every angle.
Portman Street with Portman Square.
Detective Clint Bond leads one of the arrest teams.
The target ATM there is pretty clear at the moment.
Tony Blake watches the bank's CCTV. He will alert the team if a card trapping device is put on. Further teams nearby are poised to move in.
Right, just to let you know, we're parked outside 103 at Portman Square.
Takes less than a minute to apply. It's 2 pieces to put on the ATM. They're quickly applied with normally a double-sided adhesive tape and a bit of super glue. You've got to be on your toes to catch them doing it.
A man is spotted, covering his face from the CCTV camera.
Bit of suspicious activity around the ATM at the moment, but they're just checking out the ATM, whether there's anything fitted to it.
He lingers over the machine. A second man, again with his face covered, follows him.
There was 2 blokes. The way that the second one, definitely his body moved in a good 3 or 4 times, pushing something in.
Oh, did he?
Sure, devices on it.
Right, just going to go up and give it a visual myself.
Just have a discreet look. All right, mate, cheers.
All right, bye.
A young woman appears to have her card trapped. A man across the road takes a good look at the woman. The bank is closed, and the cleaners inside are powerless to help. Now the coast is clear. The same man moves in. He is spotted clearly removing some equipment.
Yeah, mic receiving cleared.
No, we're police officers, yeah. Yeah.
We've got what we need on him, which is the trapping device and the phone. So he's arrested.
Detectives find the victim's card and the card trap in the man's pocket.
There was a device on the machine and the items have been recovered from his pocket, which are currently on there.
Where the card goes into the slot of the machine, he's placed a device over there which basically traps any customer's card that's inserted into the machine. In this case, he's put the trap device around the throat here. You see the opening here is quite damaged.
A crucial third item completes the picture. In another pocket, a mobile phone with a video camera to record PIN numbers.
And he would have stuck his camera up here. If you look up here, you can see residue from double-sided tape.
The man is a 36-year-old Romanian named Vasily Manciu. He has been in Britain for just 2 weeks.
Shall I put him in the back then? Yeah.
His victim is shaken by the experience.
You feel like it's a violation of something that's yours, and you feel tampered with your security as well. So, I mean, you're losing out because it's your money at the end of the day. Yeah, especially when it's a debit card. You know, that's your account, that's your money that they've accessed.
The 2 other gang members seen on CCTV fitting the device are still missing, but are likely to be nearby.
As normally expected with these. Hang on, this bloke, hang on. Dave, this one. Come here. Hello, mate.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm a police officer.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what you're doing here?
I'm going to Marble Arch.
You're going to Marble Arch?
Yeah.
Okay. What nationality are you?
Oh,
nationality? Albanian. Do you know that male? We got detained up there? No,
Detectives confirm the Albanian man is not one of the suspects. He is released.
Mind your head as you get in, mate.
Vasily Manciu is arrested for conspiracy to defraud and is taken into custody. Checks on Manciu's background reveal a familiar picture.
On his person when he was arrested was this Romanian identity document, and as you can see that he's from the Bacău region of Romania, which is interesting because a lot of the people that we find committing ATM crime are from that area of Romania. Appears to be where it's all organised from.
Vasily Manciu is one of 130 Romanians detectives arrested for ATM crime in the first 3 months of 2011.
These are the very front-end criminals, the foot soldiers, if you like, who are putting the stuff on and getting the cash out. There is no point in me picking up all the foot soldiers who commit the ATM fraud. All they will do is just replace them with more people to come in to do exactly the same.
It's important that we take them out at every single level. We can see quite clearly what they're doing with the money back in Romania. They are spending it on a lavish lifestyle, flash cars, flash houses.
It's the masterminds that we should be tackling. The ones who are earning the big bucks, the big money, and where it's going to is where we should be.
Detectives from the City and Metropolitan Police are investigating the Romanian gangs making millions from cash machine crime.
The criminals constantly try and evolve their technology to beat the technology the banks put in place. I think we are always going to be in a race on this one. We've always got to find ourselves one step ahead. So it's a constant battle to try and work out where the criminal's going next.
The gangs are becoming ever more sophisticated in the equipment they use. Skimmers copy your account details from the magnetic strip.
That's the false front with the skimmer in it. As you can see in there, the raised head that's copying your card details.
Some gangs even design new fascias for the cash machines.
You've got a complete replica, really, of the part of the ATM machine made to measure to fit on a specific machine. And as you see, the level of engineering skills is very, very good. This will match the colour of the machine it's going to go on. And that's going over a machine that people are going to physically put their cards into and not realise there's something wrong.
Such high-tech equipment nets the gangs close to £3 million a month. Detectives have a major new lead. Dorset police are urgently trying to trace a car spotted on CCTV following a spate of attacks on cash machines.
Comes back to a Maxim Katana, Romanian national, and it appears that there are a number of other people at address in Chigwell in Essex. Very interesting address to get into.
This looks pretty big. What we're seeing here is someone who could be at the top of their game. We don't ever know what we're going to find behind doors, but I think this is just the sort of information that tells me at this very early stage that we could be looking at quite a large network here.
It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Detectives are going to arrest 22-year-old Maxim Katana in Chigwell, Essex.
Just come over the hill away from the posh part. Which house is it? Was it one in the middle?
There was a Merc parked right at the front of it. That's the target address.
Yeah.
Detective Steve Mulford has secured the front of the address to ensure Katana doesn't leave.
They're looking at that car at the moment just in case anybody goes to it, so they can nick them. And then hopefully go into the house there and see who else is there and if there's any kit, counterfeit cards, maybe large amounts of cash.
Detectives don't believe Katana is working alone. Romanian gang members typically work and live as a family.
There's just been a bit of movement on the first floor curtain.
They decide it's time to move.
Oh, there we are.
Get yourself up. Do you understand English?
Yeah.
Okay, got any ID on you? What's your name?
Maxim.
Maxim.
22-year-old Maxim Katana is arrested. 2 other Romanian men are found sleeping in the front room.
But I understand you don't live here.
Just listen to me for a minute.
They were still in bed, a bit shocked. I was in the door pretty quickly. Early morning alarm call.
We've been into addresses with 3 or 4 people sleeping in one double bed. As you come in this morning, we've got 2 on the couch there and we've got 2 in the bed there. So you know, they get as many people into their locations as they can, and they're only covering 1 rent then.
The 2 other Romanian men are held while a search for evidence begins.
Oh yeah. That's what thing, is it?
Yeah, it's a pin-out camera now.
Yeah.
I guess this is just a test card for that skimmer. They're playing with bits and pieces here.
Paperwork reveals Katana has targeted ATMs across Britain with military precision.
We've also come across in the room print-offs from the internet and all the locations. And potentially these have got ATMs at them. There's Maidstone, Aylesford, Chatham, Strood, Gravesend. They're their target ATMs.
A stack of plastic top-up cards are found, all marked with 4-digit PIN numbers.
Once the details are skimmed at a bank and then re-encoded onto the back of these cards, these then replicate that card that's been copied. It's a reasonable hit actually. Very reasonable hit.
It's a very good hit, I think. One of the best hits we've had in a long time, isn't it?
For me, there's all the component parts here for what we would call an ATM factory.
The only missing ingredient is found tucked away in Katana's wardrobe.
We found a quantity of cash, which we will seize.
Often find bits of cash. The most recent one we found was about £16,000 in a carrier bag in someone's bedroom.
The £2,000 is a relatively small find. The quantity and sophistication of the equipment shows Katana could be making hundreds of thousands of pounds a month. The evidence against Katana is overwhelming.
This is not England.
Searches of the other 2 Romanian men's cars find further skimming and recording devices. It clearly implicates them in Katana's operation.
We believe that you are possibly concerned in offences relating to ATM skimming or card entrapment. So you're both under arrest, okay? Conspiracy to defraud the UK banking industry.
Why'd you do that?
Just listen to me for a minute, okay? I caution you and tell you that you do not have to say anything. Anything you do say may be given evidence, okay?
"28-year-old Nicholas Delvas and 29-year-old Daniel Agnel are charged with conspiracy to defraud.
I wouldn't say these guys here are foot soldiers. Foot soldiers tend to be guys given equipment to go out and commit the offences and then give their rewards to another person, the person next in the tier. I would say these people are at least that stage next in the tier. You're putting these in order for me?
Okay.
Detectives must now build a case against the gang. They begin by analysing the store cards.
I mean, this is a 2-week pass for a health club. They run through just a basic card reader. You can see that actually comes up to Bank of Scotland. That will be as good as a bank card in an ATM machine.
The average loss on one cloned card is £500. But it can be much higher if the victim fails to notice the withdrawals.
Well, the majority of people will get their statements once a month. They're not going to know for 25, 30 days, and if that's the case, the money could be taken out will be the whole balance.
Bank investigator Ian Stock discovers the gang have cloned one person's bank account onto 6 different cards.
You know what they've done here? Look, that's the same PIN number. Look, onto different cards and then distribute them to potentially 6 different people.
Every one of the 155 cards analysed contains stolen account details.
Given the number of skimming devices we've recovered, given the number of camera bars we've also recovered as well, I've no doubt that these guys could be making upwards of tens of thousands of pounds a week. There's no question of that in my mind whatsoever.
The gang had account details for over 4,000 British victims. It could have earned them over £2 million. But little cash was found at the flat. The Romanian gangs use an intricate smuggling network to move their millions.
More and more, they're turning to the cash going out in bulk in vehicles, being carried by mules who take the money to their contacts in Romania. We have to follow the money trail. That's what we're trying to do now, is follow those money trails.
Detectives from the City and Metropolitan Police are investigating the multi-million-pound industry of credit card crime. Romanian gangs dominate the trade of skimming and stealing account details from cash machines.
We've seen teams of Eastern Europeans at a machine and another team waiting to go on it. You know, that's how busy they were doing it. One team would come off and another team would go on.
Other criminal gangs operate an equally lucrative trade, buying and selling stolen bank details online.
It's a huge market. It's worth millions and millions of pounds. We've seen a number of websites where credit card details are sold between criminal groups. You obtain the details, you get the cards in, then the clever bit is putting on your details from your card. We're seeing a substantial number of cards imported from the Far East. They look spectacularly genuine, and we can't tell the difference sometimes.
Today, detectives have received a tip-off about a huge delivery of counterfeit cards to an address in North London.
We're in London, N16, a house where we're having a parcel delivered, believed to contain blank Visa MasterCards that have been sent from the Far East. The object is to allow the parcel to be delivered, and then if it does leave the premises, we'll intercept who's ever leaving with it.
The parcel has been sent from Malaysia, a known source for the manufacture of fake cards.
The packet has arrived. Nothing's come in or out of the premises since the delivery, which is 30 minutes. And we're going to go and execute the search warrant at the address.
Detective Inspector Dave Timmins is leading the operation.
We have suspicion that a parcel delivery was made to this address.
Oh, parcel.
Parcel.
This one parcel.
Today this one parcel.
Today?
Yeah. Now, yeah, today now.
Do you know who that person is?
No.
That person, not you?
No.
We believe that this parcel contains credit cards
credit card
for use in fraud.
No.
Okay.
Oh my God.
The parcel is not addressed to the innocent householders, but to a young Malaysian man who rents a room. A search of his bedroom reveals a host of incriminating evidence, including lists of account numbers.
Yeah, we'll have those as well.
Foil to emboss the credit cards, and details of regular shipments from his home country.
It's in the bin.
Was it?
But what interests me is from Malaysia.
Yeah.
And the package that we have delivered here was from Malaysia.
This is who we want, I think.
Yeah.
There's bits in here, you go, there's soldering irons, there's,
Yeah.
there's the Malaysia post,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Malaysia driving licences, it's a Malaysia parcel. It's just, you know, foil, circuit board.
But it is the parcel which is the find of the day. It is taken to be forensically examined.
There's about 2,000 cards in this actual package. We've got the Citibank standard charge, which is ones that we normally see come through. With the Visa sign on there, the hologram as well. And on the back, there should be a mag strip as well, where the compromised data will get placed.
Cards from several major international banks have been counterfeited.
Most of the cards from abroad still don't have chip and pin facilities. They still solely are based on the swipe and the signature. So that's how they can bring these cards into the country and get away with using them, because UK merchants are not looking for a chip and pin on foreign cards.
If the cards hadn't been intercepted, stolen British account details would have been encrypted onto the magnetic strips.
Normally, if a customer finds out they've got a fraudulent spend on their account, they always will think, where did they last use the card? Because that's where they must think that the compromise has come from. But it's become far more advanced now that the card could have been compromised many, many months before.
The haul could have netted the criminals over £1 million.
So from that one package, this is what we've got. Just over 2,000 blank credit cards.
In the last 5 years, detectives have helped cut ATM crime from £5 million a month to £3 million. But they are bracing themselves for the summer.
With the Olympics are coming up, we are likely to see a large footfall of people using their credit cards, their debit cards, in and around London. My concern is that's a magnificent opportunity for criminal gangs to skim your details at ATMs and to go on a fraud spend.
The Romanian gangs are not waiting for the Olympics. They're already in training and are going for gold. Following a lead, detectives from the check and credit card unit are searching a flat in northwest London.
Quite a good find.
The flat is rented by 2 young Romanian men, but there is no one home. Along with piles of cloned credit cards and skimming equipment, there is a new weapon in the Romanians' armoury: the cash trap.
It will go across the front of an ATM where the money is dispensed. The money will come out and will stick to this device. That's why it's called a cash trap. They will go from one ATM to another, to another, to another. Even if they only obtain £20, £30 at each ATM, it's still very lucrative for what they're doing.
During the search, the men return home.
Yeah. Fellas, car's back. Car's back. Yeah, I've got yeah, they're just still at the car at the minute. Two guys.
What do you want to do? Take them downstairs or up here?
No, up here. Yeah, the first mail's in downstairs now. It's still held at the door.
We're police officers from the City of London Police, alright?
Yeah, guys, what did I do?
Right.
You know, I didn't. Come on. What did I do?
We're just going to check, make sure you got anything on you.
Okay, but what did I do, guys?
You're going to be arrested for conspiracy to defraud.
Yes, man, but
Good.
I didn't do anything. And
Okay, just roll over slightly so I can get this stuff out of your pocket, alright?
Okay, man. Fuck yeah, you scared me, guys.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry about that, but I didn't want you to run away, alright?
I wasn't, because I didn't do anything, so why would I run?
What's your name?
Nelo. Nelo Bura. I'm Romanian, so.
What's your surname?
Bura.
Bura.
Yeah.
Right, stay still.
I just came from work, guys. I'm a floor layer.
Floor layer?
Yeah.
Stand up.
You let me put this back. I ain't running. I ain't doing anything.
Well, you're not going to run because
Where are you going to put it, Darren?
Yeah?
Where are you going to put it?
I'm going to sit him down on the chair.
Yes, no.
Okay, I'm serious. They'll have a pet.
No.
I really need a pet.
Bura claims he knows nothing about the skimming equipment.
You understand you're under arrest, don't you? Yeah?
Yes, but I didn't do anything. What? You said fraud. What?
Fraud.
Of
There's
what?
lots of stuff there that relates to ATM fraud.
I didn't do anything.
Hang on.
His partner in crime, Strango, buzzes to be let in. He's met by two detectives downstairs.
Can you try this?
Hello.
Just a little bit, please. Never fucking had this in my hand.
And that, yeah?
Yeah.
Strango is brought in.
Yeah.
Counterfeit cards are found in a jacket belonging to him.
He's one of my mates that lives here. I don't know. What the fuck is he doing here?
You asked me a lot of questions.
Of course I do. Because I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Both Bura and Strango are arrested for conspiracy to defraud. It is essential that detectives get enough evidence to charge them and keep them in custody. Otherwise, they fear they will flee back to Romania.
Yeah.
Bura is the first to be taken in for interview.
Come down here.
I'll be speaking in a moment. How good's your English? How good's your English?
How?
How good is your English?
Not very good.
Not very good, but you understand me if I speak slowly and clearly? Marvellous.
He claims that he doesn't know who put the items in that cupboard. Typical sort of excuse that we'd expect. He's got control of that property because he's got the keys. He must know what's in that house. I'm sure that I've lived in a house for 3 months. I know pretty much what's in most cupboards. There may be a couple of surprises, but a whole sort of wardrobe of ATM and electronic equipment I think is a bit hard to explain.
Strango refuses to talk in his interview. Like Bura, he claims he is a floor layer, not a criminal. The men are giving very little away to detectives, but the equipment seized in their flat speaks volumes about their operation.
Oh, this is interesting. Never get a cigarette in a Marlboro cigarette packet these days, do you? And loads of mag-striped cards, and they've got 4 digits on the backs of each of the cards. If each of those cards, which they must run into the hundreds here, were all being used by one person at an ATM machine, you're looking at hundreds of thousands of pounds.
Bura and Strango are not just targeting ATM machines.
Now this is really interesting. What I would expect to see at maybe a restaurant, a criminal, he'd have that in his hand and you wouldn't be able to see it. And when a customer hands over his bank card, he would quickly swipe that through that device there. You wouldn't find that with a legitimate reason with the stuff that I'm finding in this bag, so that's a very good find.
The haul contains every single device needed to clone, copy, and capture bank account details and PIN numbers. The store cards show they have accessed hundreds of victims' accounts.
These are people that have got a lot of equipment available to them. They could be the main organisers or certainly higher up the chain than the average person that we stop in the street.
26-year-old Nelu Bura is charged with possession of articles used for fraud.
As regards the issue of your bail, I think if I bail you out of here, I'm not going to see you again. You've got no particular ties to this country, and you're involved in a criminal network that has access to manufacturing false documents. So I'm going to hold you. You'll be going to court in the morning, because I think if I let you go, I ain't going to see you again.
Possession of an offensive
weapon.
What can I say?
Also, because you've been charged with an offence, and if you're found guilty, you could be deported. In a nutshell. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I got it.
Thank you.
Two charges are that, firstly on the 4th of March 2011 within the jurisdiction...
24-year-old Viral Strango is charged with the same offence.
It is important that we understand that those people are coming from very poor backgrounds often. They're being shipped over here as just another product in some ways in order to do the bidding of their criminal masters. What sits behind this is the greed. The greed of the people who are organising it, the greed of the professionals along the way who are enabling it, and the greed of those people who are actually creating the technology to enable systems to be overcome. Sheer criminal greed.
There is a large Romanian community already. When you can embed yourself within that community and also almost go under the radar and be unnoticed, how are we going to identify if they're fraudsters or if they're people here working genuinely? We need to understand this type of fraudster. We have to target those causing the most harm, and I would suggest making the most money. That's where we can make an immediate impact.
Vasily Manchu, arrested at Portman Square, pleaded guilty to conspiracy to defraud and received a 12-month sentence. Maxim Katana and Nicholas Delvas, arrested in Chigwell, also pleaded guilty and each received a 32-month sentence. The other gang member, Daniel Agnell, was found guilty after a 2-day trial and received 4 years. Nelu Bura and Viral Strango both pleaded guilty and received 16-month sentences. Detectives fear all will be replaced by another raft of willing recruits. To try and stem the constant flow, the unit are now seeking to establish a joint task force with the Romanian police.